Therefore, I have decided that a new system for export controls on food products is needed. A system designed to hold the price of animal feedstuffs and other grains in the American market to levels that will make it possible to produce meat and eggs and milk at prices you can afford. I shall ask the Congress on an urgent basis to give me the new and more flexible authority needed to impose such a system. In exercising such authority, this will be my policy. We will keep the export commitments we have made as a nation. We shall also consult with other countries to seek their cooperation in resolving the worldwide problem of rising food prices. But we will not let foreign sales price meat and eggs off the American table. I have also taken another action today to stop the rise in the cost of living. I have ordered the Internal Revenue Service to begin immediately a thoroughgoing audit of the books of companies which have raised their prices more than 1.5% above their January ceilings. The purpose of the audit will be to find out whether these increases were justified by rising costs. If they were not, the prices will be rolled back. The battle against inflation is everybody's business. I have told you what the administration will do. There is also a vital role for the Congress, as I explained to the congressional leaders just a few moments ago. The most important single thing the Congress can do in holding down the cost of living is to hold down the cost of government. For my part, I shall continue to veto spending bills that we cannot afford, no matter how noble sounding their names may be. If these budget busters become law, the money would come out of your pocket in higher prices, higher taxes, or both. There are several specific recommendations I have already made to the Congress that will be important in holding down prices in the future. I again urge quick action on all of these proposals. Congress should give the President authority to reduce tariffs in selected cases in order to increase supplies of scarce goods and thereby hold down their prices. This action will help on such scarce items as meat, plywood, and zinc. And in particular, the tariff we now have on imported meat should be removed. Congress should provide authority to dispose of more surplus commodities now held in government stockpiles. Congress should let us go ahead quickly with the Alaska pipeline so that we can combat the shortage of oil and gasoline we otherwise will have. I will also soon send to the Congress a major new set of proposals on energy, spelling out new actions I believe are necessary to help us meet our energy needs and thereby lessen pressures on fuel prices. In its consideration of new farm legislation, it is vital that the Congress put high production ahead of high prices so that farm prosperity will not be at the cost of higher prices for the consumer. If the Congress sends me a farm bill or any other bill that I consider inflationary, I shall veto that bill. Beyond what the administration can do, beyond what the Congress can do, there's a great deal you can do. The next 60 days can decide the question of whether we shall have a continuing inflation that leads to a recession, or whether we deal responsibly with our present problems and so go forward with a vigorous prosperity and a swift return to a free market. You can help by giving your senators and congressmen your support when they make the difficult decisions to hold back on unnecessary government spending. You can help by saying no to those who would impose a permanent system of controls on this great productive economy of ours, which is the wonder of the world. Let there be no mistake. If our economy is to remain dynamic, we must never slip into the temptation of imagining that in the long run, controls can substitute for a free economy or permit us to escape the need for discipline in fiscal and monetary policy. We must not let controls become a narcotic. We must not become addicted. There are all sorts of seemingly simple gimmicks that would give the appearance or offer the promise of controlling inflation, but that would carry a dangerous risk of bringing on a recession, and that would not be effective in controlling inflation. Rigid, permanent controls always look better on paper than they do in practice. We must never go down that road, which would lead us to economic disaster. We have a great deal to be thankful for as Americans tonight. We are the best clothed, best fed, best housed people in the world. We're the envy of every nation in that respect. This year, for the first time in 12 years, we are at peace in Vietnam, and our courageous prisoners of war have returned to their homes. This year, for the first time in a generation, no American is being drafted into the armed forces. This year, we find our prospects brighter than at any time in the modern era for a lasting peace and for the abundant prosperity such a peace can make possible. Next Monday, I will meet at the summit here in Washington with General Secretary Brezhnev of the Soviet Union. Based on the months of preparatory work that has been done for this meeting, and based on the extensive consultation and correspondence we have had, much of it quite recently, I can confidently predict tonight that out of our meetings will come major new progress toward reducing both the burden of arms and the danger of war, and toward a better and more rewarding relationship between the world's two most powerful nations. Today in America, we have a magnificent opportunity. We hold the future, our future, in our hands. By standing together, by working together, by joining in bold yet sensible policies to meet our temporary problems without sacrificing our lasting strengths, we can achieve what America has not had since President Eisenhower was in this office: full prosperity, without war and without inflation. This is a great goal, and working together we can and we will achieve that goal. Thank you and good evening.